All right, Dick Meyer family, it's time for your next video update on your girl Venus. We've been talking on the phone relatively often about how she's doing, but just want to let you know I'm very pleased with Venus. I feel like we've really got over the hump. She is really putting the ideas together of force fetch mixed with retrieving and doing quite well. So now, for example, we should be able to give her a fun bumper. Just give the bumper a toss. She's gonna go get it and come to heel. Ooh, it's not a good one. Sit. Oh, right here, fetch. Sit. No, heel. Sit. Good. Give. Usually when she cigars it, this is what we call cigaring it, holding it on the end like that. I would say a fair amount of time when she cigars it, she's gonna drop it right by me. When she gets it in the middle, she's usually pretty good. At it, girl. Right here. Heel. Sit. Sit. Good dog. Good. Give. Good girl. One more. One more. So all in all, I'm very pleased with Venus. She definitely understands. Go get it. Bring it straight here and come into heel. Sit. Sit. Good. Give. Good dog. And even though I'm being demanding of her, I'm giving her some pretty firm commands, and she knows that if she drops it, she's going to get nicked on the e-collar. But look at her body language. She is telling me, oh boy, I get to go to work. That's what we want to see, and that's passion that you can't teach. I can make any dog pick it up. I cannot make them love doing it, and Venus loves doing this. So that makes me feel good that this is working out the way we want it to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we kind of polish up a little bit more once we've got the dog delivering to hand. What do we do to finish it up, to really cement it? Because there's a premise that when we go to a hunt test, the dog should feel underwhelmed. That is to say, we want to train the dog one notch above what we're actually going to be asking them to do. So for example, at a started test or a CPR test, Venus does not have to deliver the bird to hand. But yet I am keeping that expectation because that is the next higher level of standard. We want to have them in training achieving that higher level, and then at the test, it's actually a lower standard. That is how we have a high success rate, and that's what makes the dog confident. Because here's the thing, when we go to the test, it's gonna be crazy. And Venus is one of the dogs that I am worried about at the test, not because of her training, but because of her age. She is young, she is a baby. And at the test, there's gonna be 100 other dogs, 50 other trucks, guns going off everywhere, craziness, all kinds of insanity. So we've been working to try to simulate some of that hunt test environment, but everybody will tell you it's not the same. And it just takes experience at a test. So if she goes to the first test and blows up and runs off and looks horrible, don't panic. It could happen. I want to caution you that that does happen. I don't think she will, but it is possible, largely due to the fact that she is just so young. Okay, so how do we take this next step? What's the next piece in the puzzle? All right, well, what we're doing is we've been doing a lot of marks, we're doing a lot of retriever work. Sit. The next couple of videos we'll do, we're not going to do really any more yard work after this weekend. The next 10, 12 days is going to be nothing but retriever work in preparation for the test. We've got a big rain the last couple of days. My training pond is full of water, so I can get dogs doing some swimming marks right here at the house. We're going to do a lot of that. We're going to do some simulation with using using poppers, which is what they use at a test, shooting right beside the dog, using wingers just like they would at a test, those sorts of things. Kind of trying to prepare them, prepping test prep stuff. Because the reality is her retriever stuff is fine, but we want to prep them for the test. Now, the last thing I want to do with her on her obedience and her force fetching here is I want to do a little game called walking fetch. What that means is I want to be able to set the bumper on the ground, walk up to it, and say fetch and have her pick it up on command. All right? That is to walk and then fetch. Not be tossed, but just simply be sitting there and be able to tell her to fetch it on command. So how do we do this? Okay, well, she already understands that if I put the bumper in front of her, right here, fetch, and I say fetch, and I push the button on the e-collar, good girl, give, she will fetch it. I almost missed it there. I try very hard not to slip and miss it. All right? So then we do the same thing like we did when we were force fetching with ear pressure. We go lower. I'm going to go lower, fetch, and you can see how she snatches it out of my hand. Heel, sit, good girl. Give. That's what we call avoiding the pressure, which is what we want. We want her to beat the pressure because she knows what's going to happen. That's ideal, right? So now we got it low. Let's go all the way to the ground. Fetch. Good girl. Here. Heel. Good. Sit. Good girl. Give. Good dog. Good. So she's really got a nice snappy fetch. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to set it all the way in front of her. Fetch. Fetch. And a lot of times, if my hand is not there, heel, sit, give, they're confused by that. So you'll see me put my hand down and like tap it on the ground to encourage them to pick it up. And then what I'll need to do is I'll phase out having my hand on the ground. Right, fetch. Oh, no. Fetch. And I am pushing the button every time I say fetch. Sit. Give. Good dog. All right, right here. Fetch. 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 I'm going to go up and pressure. Right here. Fetch. Fetch. Come on, fetch. I was trying to do it without my hand on the bumper. That's her step right there. Sit. Give. So you can see even the slightest change of my hand being on the bumper or not being on the bumper is enough to confuse her. So that's how sensitive they are, especially in this part of their training. So let's do another couple more reps here. Right here. Fetch. 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 Good. Heel. Sit. Give. The other thing I wanted to talk about is generally I don't encourage the dog to go behind me. Since she has swung way out there, I let her go around me a couple of times. Generally, we want the dog to come straight to my left side. Cross in front is generally what most trainers recommend. That helps with handling later. But it's not a huge deal at this point, so I'm not going to fight her. Right now, the lesson is pick up the bumper off the ground. Right here. Fetch. Good girl. Here. Heel. Sit. Give. Good dog. I think that was probably demanding enough of her. Let's go give her some fun. So, Venus is doing great. Very happy with Venus. Good girl. Here. Heel. Sit. Good girl. Give. Good. One more time. One more time. Very nice long one. Let her have a run. Fortunately, it cooled off, so it feels good outside. Uh-oh, she's got the cigar hold. Now, if she drops, we'll correct with the e-collar. Okay, right here. Fetch. Fetch. Good. Sit. No. Fetch. Here. Heel. Sit. Give. Can't quit on a bad one. Oh, she's got a cigar. Let's see if she can hold it this time. Sit. I'm going to fix it. Right there. Fetch. Good. Here. Heel. Sit. Good dog. Good. Give. All right. One more time. One more time. There we go. Good girl. Here. Heel. Sit. Give. Good dog. So, all in all, Venus is doing just great. Solid progress for her age. She's aces. I feel good about her chances for passing the test. I think she should have a high percentage chance, so I'm happy with where Venus is. We'll keep making progress over the next couple of weeks, but she's doing great.